La paix du triomphe repose en nous, puissant. Je dis à
Rosanna immediately began recording after hearing a strange noise coming from the fireplace, and as she did, a book was thrown from the shelf. In response, she grabbed her cross and began to pray, but this prayer seemed to upset the entity as a horrifying voice called out. As Rosanna frantically tried to shut off the projector, objects around the room began to move. She struggled to remain calm before eventually collapsing on the floor, unable to move. This alarming activity just won't seem to stop. And at this point, I think her best option would be to flee the country altogether. Number 8. A woman named Cher has been in the market to buy a new house. She found one she was interested in and decided to get together with her realtor to get a tour of the inside. The two met up and she began exploring the home's interior while recording a video to show her husband later on. But when she looked back on this video, she noticed that she caught something that she couldn't quite explain.
So that bathroom. And that goes...
After opening the door to a storage room, something was caught moving on the other side of the refrigerator. What looks like the head of a person walking into the room can clearly be seen. But as Cher walked over to that side of the room, there was no one to be found. And the only possible way that they could have gotten in or out was through this door that was still completely closed. Cher didn't notice this figure at the time, and claims that her and her realtor were the only two people inside of the house. So what exactly? Welcome to Fearsome Top 5. Get ready to dive into 8 unsettling videos of ghosts caught on camera. Number 1. On a warm night in July, the night was still except for the chirping of crickets. A Reddit user called Lone Butterfly was sitting in her home when a sudden loud bang caught her attention. Knowing this sound came from her garage, she pulled out her phone to check the playback on her security camera, and what she saw sent a chill down her spine. The camera in her garage captured a bizarre anomaly on top of her car. This strangely shaped mass slithered up her windshield and appeared to hover over the car's roof. It seemed to wiggle back and forth with an eerie fluid movement in a way that I've never seen. This Reddit user then headed to her garage to take a look for herself, but upon opening the door, this figure was gone. There was no smoke or fog that she could see, and no bugs were found near the camera. So what could this peculiar mass be, and why was it caressing her car? To her life and family. And for some of these videos, she works with brands. Well, for one brand collaboration, Katie gathered her family to help her record a video. But when she later reviewed the footage, a cold chill crept down her spine, as hidden within the seemingly ordinary video was something that made her blood run cold. On the door behind the couch, a peculiar shadow can be seen moving. This slender silhouette slowly moved from left to right, going unnoticed by the family. And what's incredibly strange about this is everyone that was in the house was in full view of the camera. And when this eerie shadow passed by, only the two kids on the right were slightly moving, leaving us to question who or what was casting this shadow. Located in Pennsylvania, this institution was established in the 19th century to provide care and shelter for the poor, elderly, and mentally ill who could not support themselves. Many of the residents were treated poorly, with some being beaten and even tortured. Reports of hauntings at the Greene County Almshouse include stories of ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and unexplained sounds. Visitors and paranormal investigators have described hearing footsteps echoing through the hallways, even when no one else was present, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. Some have reported feeling an unseen presence watching them, or even witnessing shadowy figures moving in the corners of their vision. To kick off the investigation, Danny and his team set up multiple static cameras throughout the building, and before they knew it, something strange was caught.
So we heard something up here making noise. It seems like you found something in the middle of the floor. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. What are the chances? I was going to say you found something.
Introduce ourselves.
While no one was around, a REM pod sitting on the floor mysteriously began to go off. And after the team rushed upstairs to get a closer look, the device once again began to sound, letting them know that someone or something was close by. The crew remained on this floor as they tried to make contact, but when they eventually made their way to the first floor, they made an eerie discovery.
I actually felt okay.
They kept fluctuating for me. It's sweating in your cold chills.
Oh, dude, I was like,
Still
I felt
recording,
under
right?
pressure.
It turned off.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you saw it on, like I showed you it recording.
Yeah, before we...
Did something down here turn the camera off?
Is there anyone down here with us? Is there anyone down here with us?
The room's going off again.
After Casey discovered her camera had somehow shut off, she set it back up to record. But eerily enough, at the same exact moment that the REM pod upstairs began to beep, her camera once again shut off by itself. Danny then began asking questions through the ghost tube app, but as soon as answers began to come through, the static camera upstairs caught something chilling.
Why are you here?
To talk to you.
Me.
Yeah, you. Who are you? Dude, that was like instant, one after the other.
Yeah.
That was somebody beating on the door.
No, that was footsteps, man. That was someone running up and down a hallway.
Who's running around upstairs?
simply looking at each other after hearing footsteps moving above them. And after asking who's moving around upstairs, a disembodied voice seemed to answer. Later on, the team headed down to the dungeon, but while in the darkness, things got even weirder.
Yo. The Pavo tube is dead.
I felt kind of queasy.
Do you?
Yeah.
So. Oh no! What the f? This camera's down too.
What is going on with the cameras?
It's reading full battery. It must have recorded for like a half hour. But this is. I've used this so many times. Like, it's recorded for like 60 plus minutes before.
A dark, guttural voice called out from the silence, saying, "We will meet you in hell." No one was on or near this floor when this voice was captured. So who or what could have left this haunting message? Number 5. Over on TikTok, a woman named Kaylee runs an account called The Green Manor, with every video revolving around her 261-year-old house. This beautiful old home
right now, and even Susanna's chilling here with me, and she's been like looking up at the ceiling too, confirming that I'm not crazy. And I swear it's coming from my husband's office, because this room is notorious for hearing stuff above the ceiling. Oh my god. Absolutely not. Do you guys hear that? And of course, now that I'm up here, I don't hear anything, but I know I'm not crazy because, like I said, Susanna was looking around too. Okay. And sometimes people have asked me, oh, do you ever feel like someone's watching you or someone's up there with you? Yes. Sometimes I feel like there's literally someone following me, which I know sounds crazy, but it's not. Okay. We're just gonna finish the loop and then we're gonna run back downstairs. I think it's hopefully fine. Just gonna...
Shortly after Kaylee stepped foot into her husband's office, the floorboards above her began creaking as if someone was slowly walking around. She bravely headed upstairs alone, where these eerie sounds continued. Because of the amount of activity happening in the attic, she decided to install a camera. But when she received a notification from this camera, she was left feeling uneasy after reviewing the footage. in the attic suddenly creaked open from an unseen force before slowly drifting shut. This unsettling sight left Kaylee concerned that something dark was lingering in her home, and what she managed to catch on camera next left her heart pounding. As Kaylee opened the attic, she attached a string to a hook to keep the door propped open. She walked around the dark room, scoping the place out, but when she headed back downstairs, she came face to face with the attic door now closed. The string hanging from the door handle that was just attached to a hook a minute earlier was now dangling free. This chilling sight made the hair on her arms stand up. She looked around, hoping to find an explanation as to how this door possibly closed. But she was completely alone upstairs, and I don't see how this string could have possibly slipped off this hook. I need to give props where they're due, as Kaylee is